Good morning. How are you all doing? Okay, this is just a showcase of videos. I'm going to be talking about ratting, and the ship I'm going to be showing you today is the Praxis. Now this fit is a little bit over the top. Yeah, if you look at the DPS, it's nearly 1,800 DPS. Oh my goodness, that is huge. I mean, if you use an Ishtar is 600 DPS, but this thing 1800 DPS. Now I know you're going to be saying yes, it's a torpedo fit and torpedoes don't apply so well, but the sites I'm running are very battleship heavy, which means that the torpedoes apply almost 100% of the damage that they have, minus the resistances of whatever I'm fighting against. So in this case it's EM. They have probably a 30 for 40% EM resists, but I still get up to 4 to 5k of damage with each volley of torps. So this is really nice. It's really sweet. The sites that I'm actually doing are Forsaken hubs, which if I bring up, this is a very useful website, is the EVE University. And if you just Google EVE online combat sites, it takes you to this link. And if you go down here and look under Blood Raiders, I mean they're all much of the same, all the hubs, and the hubs are quite commonplace in 0.0. Basically the best balance I believe are the Forsaken hubs. You can do the Fallen hubs, but they but the difference between Fallen hubs and Forsaken hubs is that Forsaken hubs will have you have to clear the wave before the next group of newts come in. On Fallen hubs they have triggers, then bring the next group in, which means you can get wave on top of wave. If you kill the wrong ship, or you kill all the battleships, or you kill all the battle cruisers and you don't leave the right one alive, you'll get swamped. And you can be in a position with the Fallen hubs that you get more DPS than you would in a Sanctum, and then you die a nasty horrible death, because on the Fallen hubs, if you look on them, the Fallen hubs do have weathers and warp scramblers that you can quite easily fall foul to. So yeah, they're really nasty. And I've tried running a lot of Fallen hubs, and please learn from my experience with Ishtars. Running on an Ishtar's AF ratting setup, you can quite easily fall foul of a Fallen hub. So run the Forsakens. I really can't say that enough. The Forsakens, the waves are nice and steady. There is no chance of a dread spawn on a Forsaken hub, which means that you know, if you're accidentally not paying attention to the rats and you're looking at local to see what's going on, you know, it's just one last thing to deal with, and you have to clear all the waves before the next wave comes in. There's no triggers for the other wave. Okay, so yeah, there we go. You can run Havens, but again with Havens you do have the chance of a Dark Blood Titan, or it's not really a Titan, it's always a Dread, which will blap you in about 3 shots. As soon as it's got you locked, you have about 10 to 15 seconds to get out, and you're just dog meat if you don't get out, basically. So yeah, Forsaken hubs I've seen, I think are the best ones to run. No, so this ship is basically tuned for Forsaken hubs. I've got a few implants in that aren't particularly expensive, that will deal with up to 33k of range. so that is more than enough to deal with most of the battleships before they go out of range. And then for the cruisers, I'm using Praxis T2s, which have enough tracking. Even without the tracking computers, they can take care of the elite frigates, even without the tracking computers. Now, it's very important on this build that yeah, it wasn't originally cap stable. If I simulate this and turn off the cap recharges, yeah, without that I'm going to deplete quite quickly. I could probably do without that one and deal with it and pulse my shield in 10 minutes, and I could maybe put a target painter on if I wanted, but then I wouldn't be able to permanently run the shield booster. So that's the reason I've got the 2 cap recharges there. For the extra range, and because of tight CPU, I'm having to use a CPU friendly missile guidance computer there, which with a missile range script, so that pumps that up to 33 clicks. And remember, this is using Mjolnir Rage torpedoes, so these are the big boys. You know, they're not the they're not the little weedy ones, the javelins. The reason you use a shield setup is because it then frees up low slots for ballistic control systems. Now, I've had to use Caldari Navy ballistic control system, because if you look at the properties for this and the variant and the fitting, Caldari Navy or Dread ballistas use 24 against what normally is about 36, so that allows the fitting to work. And if you stack 3 of these, and again with to increase the drone damage, I'm using the drone damage amplifiers. These are a lot power CPU friendly, because if I use the ordinary Tech 2s, it's 30, and that doesn't allow the fitting to work. So that's the reason I'm using the Dread guristas. But what you could do is, instead of using, you could use one less of this, and you could throw a co-processor in if you wanted to use a cheaper setup. You could do that. Now for my rigs, I'm using a large fuel cache partition to again help boost the range, and then for my shield rigs, I'm using thermal and EM. Now, another advantage of using the shield rigs, that these shield rigs are actually much cheaper. These cost me 60 million, and if you use the Tech 2 armor rigs, they cost about 300 million. So that is actually a much cheaper, cost-effective setup. For my shield boosters, I am using Guristas X, so I'm using the big boys. Again, you don't have to. You can use Caldari Navy or the Copiasic ones, which are the Tech 2 ones, but it just won't be as effective. You will still get sort of 1500 damage, but this just really means that I can deal with Forsaken hubs and mop them up in about 15 to 20 minutes at the most. This is not an AFK setup, but I do have an auto targeter, which is just there on convenience, so that it basically just targets the next wave for me. That doesn't help with aggro in the slightest bit. It doesn't keep aggro. Okay. I go down, I put my MTU down, and basically orbit it, and that's it. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how I use this. I'm going to do a quick demonstration of how I use this, and I'll show you how effective it is for nullsec. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please excuse the crudity of the video. I'm just trying to get my point across that this is a better setup, in my opinion, than the Ishtar. It's a better setup because you're not AFKing, and in nullsec you will get hot dropped. You will lose Ishtars if you're going away playing Netflix. There's no doubt about that. But I'll see you in the next video. See you shortly, guys. Bye.